So yesterday was day 101 of protests in the city of Elizabeth City that is held hostage by the county of Pasquotank County over the police assassination of Andrew Brown Jr., a father of 7 who was shot in the back of the head in a vehicle that was moving at approximately 2 miles per hour. So we started up. We got the flag, and we got a good group of people. And this is something else, actually, that I'm going to, before we actually get into the march, I'm going to talk about this. So, the personal attorney for Andrew Brown, before he was assassinated, has an office nearby and has, like, some sort of, I don't quite know exactly what it is, but it's some sort of like display that they have with pearl necklaces. At some point over the course of yesterday morning, someone had vandalized this little monument area, this little ornament area, and made the pearl necklaces wrapped in the shape of nooses. Again, I want to remind you, this is the personal attorney for Andrew Brown Jr., like his personal attorney while he was alive. And her office has this little display, and someone vandalized the display by crafting nooses out of the pearl necklaces that she had. I don't think it's known who did this yet, but it's pretty fucking horrible. And this just goes to show you what we're up against in this city. Like, we are in the South. Like, this is like, there's a lot of crazy motherfuckers out here, all kinds of crazy motherfuckers. And so I hope that there's some sort of camera footage. I hope that they can figure that out. But that is just absolutely horrifying. And I just wanted to mention that before we get into the march. And so what we did is, we were told that, and then we decided to march. We had decided to march beforehand. But, and so we marched. People were angry. People were, upset by the news of that happening. And so what we did was we decided to go around the block. Once again, we are going to be shifting into a different phase of protesting next week. Yesterday was day 101. The day before was day 100. And so therefore, we are in a situation where we are like entering a new phase. What we're doing right now is we're trying to find a way to keep the ball rolling. Some people have suggested that we stop doing daily protests and instead do semi-daily or weekly or, like bi-weekly, that is to say 2 times a week, protests. And so that's very possible. But we'll see how this goes. I personally am in the camp where I'd prefer to be out every day. That's just my preference, but, not everyone has that preference. And so, but we'll see how it goes. Again, it's another thing where when you're marching 100 days in a row, sometimes you got to take a break. And so there's a very solid group of core protesters that have been out every single day, myself included. And so, it's possible that there will be a break. I personally am against that, but, it depends on what the group decides to do. And so, so we marched around Main Street, Colonial Avenue. And so next week we're going to be gearing up. We're going to be changing up the routes a little bit. We are going to be going to the county commissioner meeting on Monday, to my understanding. And we are going to ask them, hey, so last time we had a meeting 3 weeks ago, you said the monument would be gone by the end of next week. Well, the end of next week was not last Friday, but it was the Friday beforehand, if I forgot. Yes, so not yesterday, but the last Friday beforehand. And so, I got some gum here, as you can see in the footage. And so we're going to be questioning why they haven't removed the monument that they spent $28,000 of taxpayer money on. Why it's not gone? Why is it still there? And so that's what we're going to ask. There's also some other stuff that they're going to talk about as well. But that's going to be my question. That's what I'm curious about. And so we got back to Colonial Avenue, and that was the march. And then we, talked a little bit more about the plans for next week and all that kind of stuff. So day 101, pretty good, pretty chill. And again, we're gearing up for the next phase of protesting and the next phase of the movement in Elizabeth City. And we'll see how it goes. Um, but overall, another one chalked into the books. 101 days of peaceful protests, and it's fantastic. And so, again, I just want to reiterate, and I have been saying this every single day, is that this is a very historic movement. This is something that does not happen, folks. This is something that does not happen. I have a smudge on my glasses, but for a city, especially a rural city, a very small one, 20,000-ish population, to do what needs to be done and to march and to organize and to organize community events, to other forms of mutual aid programs, to marching every day, to making sure that people understand what the fuck's going on here. This is impressive. This is wonderful. And this is something, again, I'm very humbled to be a part of. And, every single person that participates in this movement is a very brave person. And, it's one of those things where, there's so much going on. So many people are getting hit with so many different things. There's a lot going on. People are very stressed. But we're, at the end of the day, making progress, slowly but surely, one step at a time. And, it's again, extremely impressive. And, yeah, shout outs to Elizabeth City. Absolutely.